So your superpower, I always thought, was building incredible sales cultures. Like your team loved you and the vibes were always amazing. And I'd love to know like what's your secret? Like how do you think about building strong sales cultures?
This is the question that I tend to get the most, which is, this is, I outside looking in, it looks like you have a great culture, teams, and I've sort of tried to think about it because it's like I don't think there is a secret here. It's like great teams, I've always felt that great teams are built on a foundation of trust and accountability. And when I first started in sales, I remember being in a sales management meeting and like our manager was telling us something and everyone's like, yep, we'll do that. And we all left the meeting and they're like, we're not going to do that. The reps were telling each other. I was like, why didn't we just tell the manager that we're not going to do it? Like, why do we say yes in that room and then walked out? Like, that's not cool to be part of this team where the manager is clearly putting all this thought into it. And we're going to say yes and then go do something completely different. And I knew that when I became a manager, I really wanted a culture where people would feel comfortable enough to voice opposing opinions and push back and give feedback. And so like I think they're built on like, yes, accountability is key because you're in sales, we got to deliver revenue. But you also need trust where I can sort of give very direct feedback to someone, they can give feedback to me. And I think that happens through fostering psychological safety where people feel comfortable being themselves, questioning the strategy, sharing the feedback, and then also being okay if like their feedback isn't taken, like it, even if it doesn't get implemented, they have a voice, they don't have a vote. And so how do you do that is, I think mostly what I know how to do it is like just prioritizing values and culture in everything, from who you hire, who you promote, your go to market, your sales strategy, your performance management practices, your career tracks. Like we had values and culture in everything, in our monthly call, in our weekly call. We started with that. So everybody knew and I cared about it deeply. Where if somebody's tried to, if there was like lack of integrity in how we sold, or if somebody was, you're stealing someone's lead, like that would go, even when we were, a 100-person team, it would go up to me. And I'd be like, why is this happening? Like we're all on the same team and we've got to embrace a culture of abundance because most sales team, unfortunately, are built on fear and scarcity, which is let's pit one person against another, one team against another, one region against another. And I remember when I started in sales, I was like, this is just, I was crushing it. And I had my friends and teammates that weren't. And my manager was like, you can't help them because they're on a different team. I was like, this is silly. Like, we're all on the same team and we're going up against our competitors. And the goal is to grow the pie, not sort of just redivide the pie amongst ourselves. And I think this applies to sales and marketing too. Like, we have such a strong relationship where a lot of respect for all the work marketing did for sales. And I think marketing really cheered sales on, knowing that, hey, ultimately you're going to go out and close the deal. So we're going to do everything to help you. And sort of sales recognized that they couldn't do it on their own. And we needed marketing. So I think it sort of all goes back to the same thing of like respect, the values are key, embracing a culture of abundance.
And I think you also did such a good job like injecting just energy and creating a fun environment. And like you also are like a meme maker, I feel like, within a sales team. Like there's so many little catchphrases you came up with that just like, and they're all funny and get people excited. And like your present, I wish we could show one of your presentations because there's so many hashtags and things, but like, and it's all like, funny, but it got people excited and created this sort of vibe on the team. Like what we had, one team, one dream, right? That was like
Yep.
the marketing and sales thing. And then I'm gonna butcher this, but like sick, right? It was
Yeah.
always your catchphrase and like became such a thing. And then Luke on the design team was just making Dini memes and things. And so I don't know. It's like you just did such a good job like creating such a unique culture. It was really fun to watch.
I think it's just fun to do it. It's like,
Yeah.
we're going to do this hard thing of building this company, and startups are hard. You don't have a lot of resources and bandwidth, and why not have some fun with it? But oh gosh, the
Yeah.
memes. Friday, buy day. We had automated
Yeah.
gifts in
Friday.
Slack that were like, would give me nightmares because it would show up so many times. Gosh, fun times.
I forgot about that one too. My God. So you've hired like hundreds of salespeople, maybe thousands in your career. What makes a great sales rep, and like what do you look for usually in the hiring process?
Yeah, I think hiring such a key. It's like that's where it all starts. Like hiring the right team for the right sort of matching the company and the market to the team. I think the things that I've consistently seen like broadly work. There's sort of nuances within the business, like the persona, like the HR persona is very different than the marketing persona or the sales persona. And so I think there's nuance to like what is this specific persona, what is the best sales rep for this specific persona. So that is sort of outside of that. I think it's curiosity, integrity, and grit. Like those are the three qualities that uniformly matter a lot more, I think matter a lot more than some of the other things that people get fixated on like pattern matching resumes. Like our first, I think 15 folks in sales, 15, 20 folks, I want to say, had no HR tech experience. It's like people from all different backgrounds. And I think that helped us because we didn't limit ourselves to like, what, this is what I'd done before. So this is what we're going to do. We were all sort of learning together and we were like, let's just try and see where this takes us. And it helped us be creative and innovate. But yeah, I think going back to the sales reps, it's curiosity, integrity, and grit.